Hi, everyone. So I am excited to continue to read our book. This is how we do it. I told you last week I love this book. It really goes into all around the world, these seven kids. I also put my face right here and then this is me place because I thought it looked cool there. But we are going to study how they do school, what they do in school, what their teachers are like, and it's super interesting. So again, with the languages that aren't English, I'm just not very good with the pronouncing of it. And if any of you, have some cultural background of this, perhaps after we're done, you guys can correct me with some of the ways to say words. And that would be awesome because I do my best sounding out stuff, but it sometimes just doesn't come out correctly. So be patient with me and let's get started. So, just a reminder, we are studying these seven children. We have Romeo from Italy, we have Kai from Japan, we have Ronaldo from Peru, we have Daphne from Uganda, we have Oleg from Russia, we have Anaya from India, and we have Kian from Iran. So let's see how they do school. So here they decided to talk to us a little bit about their teachers. So in Uganda, she calls her teacher Evelyn, which I thought was really interesting and cool that she calls her by her first name. We don't do that in the United States. Perhaps some private schools might, but I'm not really sure where that started, the whole Miss, Ms., Mrs., Mr. But that is in Uganda, they call their teachers by their first name. So it'd be like you guys calling me Jessie, which is, it sounds kind of weird and not right, but that's just because that's what we're used to. She's been teaching for 8 years. And I like to look at the classrooms and kind of see what's different, what's cool about them. In Peru, he calls his teacher Professor Pedro. So in college, I had to call my teachers Professor so and so. In Japan, I call my teacher Sensei. She's been teaching for 12 years. So when I think of sensei, I think of a martial arts teacher, but actually, sensei just means teacher in Japanese. So it makes sense when I'm thinking about it, looking back. In India, I call my teacher Arti Batla Mam. She's been teaching for 4 years. So she's been teaching the same amount as me. This is my fourth year. In Russia, I call my teacher Svetlana Anatolyevna. She's been teaching for 36 years. Again, my pronunciation's bad. In Italy, I call my teacher Luisa. She's been teaching for 20 years. I think this classroom looks pretty similar to ours, except we don't really use chalkboards. Iran, I call my teacher Kanum Moalam. She's been teaching for 6 years, and it's very technology based. So take a look at these classrooms, notice how they're different, how they're similar. Remember, we value differences in this class. Okay, so here's a look at them inside their classroom. So in India, it tells us what they study. And so each kind of place in the world values something different when it comes to education. So we value academics a lot in the United States. Math, science, social studies, English, we value that stuff. In India, they study general awareness, which is really just kind of being aware of your surroundings, knowing about things in the outside world, where we here study, math and science, and you guys go through your subjects. And they value education with subjects such as math, Hindi, and English. So they study English in India, even though Hindi is their main language. In Japan, we all wear white indoor slippers and are in charge of cleaning our classroom every day. We study ethics as well as math and science. And ethics is kind of just when they say they study ethics, they really study how to live your life, that kind of stuff. And then here we have Peru. Our school is very small, the 14 kids in 5th and 6th grade. So they have 14 kids all together in 5th and 6th grade. That's crazy. Study in the same room all day, and they have different subjects each day, and their school ends at 1 o'clock. Our school ends at 3, and their school ends at 1, so I thought that was kind of cool. In Russia, Oleg is telling us that he studies 3 languages, Russia, English, and Bashkir. I'm in a class with the same kids and the same teacher from first through fourth grade. So in first grade, second grade, third grade, and fourth grade, they have the same teacher and the same students in the class. Really crazy, but different, but not a bad thing, just different. So that really, you get to know your teacher really well, and you get to know the kids around you really well. In Uganda, I study at a private school far from home. So I stay with my grandma who has a house nearby. Now listen to this. There are 69 boys and girls in my class. 69 kids. I can't even imagine. I have 900 total, but per class I have about 25. And so they study math, reading, writing, and they study religion in school, which we do not do that here. In Iran, I go to an all-boys school. We study reading, writing, Farsi, math, science, and the Quran. So the Quran is a religious book that they study. Italy. So this one kind of looks pretty similar to ours. We do many activities outside the classroom, like visit parks and forests, and they go to museums in other cities, and we put on a musical at the end of the year. They have school from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So I have to say that kind of sounds the most similar to how we do it. We go on field